You all can see my screen. So this is how your screen will look. Once you're logged into Salesforce, this is how your screen is going to look. Okay. This is the drop down where you see all the pre-installed apps, and we are going to create one more app which is for managing projects, which will come under this, right? So for creating the app, you need to go to setup. Under setup, we have to go to create. So this is the setup menu in the left hand side. Once you click on the setup button and the left hand side, you see the complete setup menu. So you just need to go to the create, and then from create you need to click on apps. So first thing we'll do is I'll create an app. Okay. So the moment you say create apps, you come to this screen. You have an option of creating a new app here. So you have a list of all the apps which are already there, and you also have an option of clicking on new and creating a new app, right? Click on new, then go and select custom app and then go to next. Alright, once you are on the step 2 of this, you should just put a label and name to the app. So my app will be called Project Manager. Let's say I want to name it Project Manager. Put a label and a name, fine, and then just go to next. On the step 3, you can simply go to next. You don't have to do anything there. That's about uploading a logo for your app, which is not required. Okay. Step 4, you can skip this one as well. You don't have to do anything. Just click on next. Step 5, you just need to click on visible here. You see the visible option. Click on visible. Scroll down and go to save. That is it. So your app is ready. Go to setup, create app, click on new to create the app, put a label and a name. After that next, make visible, go to the next, save it. That's it. Your app is done. So we have already created the app. You see my Project Manager app appears here on the menu, on the sales menu. I've already got my Project Manager app. Alright. Now once I go to this Project Manager app, this is a blank app because I have not yet put anything inside that. So see, it's blank. There is nothing inside this app, right? Now I need to put the tables where I can enter the data into this Project Manager app, right? So I would need tables like the projects table where you can track the projects. I will need a table to track the clients where I can track all my clients, and I will also need a table where I can track all the consultants that I have, right? So we will go ahead and create those things. So the app is ready for us. The other stuff that we'll have to do is we'll have to go and create the tables for data. Okay, at this point of time, in this app you won't see anything. So for creating table, first of all, we'll go with the client table, go to setup, again the same navigation, setup, create objects. So this time I will not create app I have already created. This time I will create an object. So object is similar to a table. In Salesforce terminology, object refers to a table. So just click on objects, click on new custom object, give it a label and a name, give it a plural label also. So say client, clients, name can be client only. Rest everything can be same. You don't have to make any changes anywhere. Click on save. That's it. Just put a label and name, save it. Okay. So that creates a client object or a client table for you. Now, when you create a table, by default, it has a column for storing the name. Okay. By default, every table that you create in Salesforce, that by default has a column to store the name of that record. So client name is already there. This is the screen where you would see the object details. This client name thing is already here. What is the next thing that we have to do? We have to create more fields for the client. Let's say you want to create a field for storing the city, which city the client is based out of. Click on new. Custom field options you see under this custom field, you just click on new. Field is like a column. So if you want to create more fields in this table, just click on new and create a city field if you want to track that information also. City. What type of data will go into the city field? I will track text. So you have the option of selecting what data type you will put in that field. You want to put currency or number or email ID or percentage, phone, whatever. Okay. Once you're done with that part, just give it a name, city. That's the name of the field. What is the maximum limit or length of the city that you want to allow? 50 characters, not more than that. Leave everything as it is, go to next. Click on visible. Wherever you see this option, visible thing, just click on visible for the time being. Later on we'll talk about, once we start our training program, we'll talk about, why it is visible, where visible and all that stuff. For now, we will just click on visible. That's it. Click on next. And click on save. So I have created one field called city on the client. You want to create one more field, just go to that custom field option, create one more, call it country. This can also be text. Go to next. Put a country field here. Length for the country, again I want to make it 60. So maximum length allowed for the country field will be 60. Go to next. Click on visible. Next. So that is it. Save. So now I've created an object or a table for clients. So this table will be required for storing client information. Now you can enhance this. I mean, after this session is over, you can create more fields into this. You can track the industry of the client, which industry the client is into. You can put the street address of the client. You can put the phone number of the client, fax number of the client, and you can put whatever fields you want to track, right? So I'm just taking 2 fields for now. So my object is ready. So I've created an object where I can track all the client's information, right? Once you've created an object, you will also need to create a tab for that object. Okay. So creating a tab will bring your object a button to connect to your object, and that button will appear here at the top, right? And that tab will allow you to enter the data or edit the data into that object. So for creating a tab, you just don't have to do anything. Go to setup create. So just remember the setup create thing. Today whatever we are doing it from setup create option. That's it. So firstly we created app. Now we created object. Now I want to create a button for the object to access that object. So that will be a tab. Click on tab. Custom object tab. So I want to create a tab for the custom object that I just created. Go to new. Select the custom object client. You created the custom object client, select that one, and then pick a style for that. So you can pick any style. So this is just an icon and a color combination. So you can pick whatever you want and then go to next. That's it. Don't do anything on the step 2 while creating the tab. Leave it as it is. Go to next. Don't do anything on the step 3 also. Leave it as it is. Click on save. Done. So your client's tab is created. Correct? So now this is the tab which you see on my screen. It was not here earlier. There was just a home tab. Now there is a client tab. So this client tab will allow you to access the client object that you created. So to enter the data or to see or to edit the data, you can use this. Now let's say your client is American Express. And it is in Bangalore and this is in India, right? So you can save the information. This way, if you have one more client, go to the clients tab. You have one more client, click on new, Bank of America. Let's say this is in New Delhi. The country is India. So we have already created one portion of our application where we are able to track the client's information, right? We'll go and create one more object where you can track the project information. So just go to setup, create. So same thing, setup, create object. So now this time you should be able to do it fast. Setup, create object, new custom object. So people who missed on certain step last time can follow this time. And people who were able to do it for last time properly can do it quickly this time. Just put a label and name, don't do anything else there. Click on save. Project object is created. What information you want to track for your projects? So I want to track the project start date. So start date will be what? That will be a date field. So you have an option of picking a date field here. When you click on new custom field, you have to pick date. Go to next. And give it a date field, let's say start date. Give it a name, start date, click on next. So the field type should be a date, give it a name, start date, make it visible as I told you earlier, go to next, save it. So the start date of the project is done. I want one more field here for my project, which I would call as priority of the project. So priority, I want that to be a drop down or a pick list where I want to get two options, low, medium, high. Okay, so that drop down, for creating drop down, the field type should be pick list. In this case, you should select a pick list and then go to next. Give it a field level, priority, low, medium. So all the options you have to list down here: low, medium, and high. That's it. Go to next. Make it visible and then go to next. Save it. So now your project is also created. You have successfully created an object to store project. Again, if you want to store more fields in project, you can again do that. You have more options, right? End date of the project, expected end date, actual end date, whatever you want, right? Project description, details. So those things all can be created, right? There is one more field that I will create, that is the client. So I'll create a field on the project to relate it to the client. Okay. So just go to the new. This time, because you want to create a relationship between project and client, the field type should be lookup. So lookup field relationship you will select. Go to next. Relate to. You have a big list. Out of that you have to select client. So you want to relate the project to the client. So say related to client on the step 2. Go to next. Give it a field name. That's it. Nothing. Just the field type you have to select as lookup, and the related to should be client. So you are creating this field on the project and it should be related to client. That is what you want to do. That's it. Nothing else. Make it visible. Rest everything is same, so I'll just make it visible quickly. Go into the next thing. Next, save it. Done. So now your project object is also ready. Okay, now your project object, once it is ready, what do we need to do here? We do not have any tab for project to access the project object. So we just simply need to go to our create tabs, and we'll create a tab for this object as well. So just go to create tabs, new, and here we go, project tab for project object. Select any icon, go to next. Click on next, save. So we have got our project tab also here. Okay. Now you have the option of entering project details here. Let's say you have got a project from American Express. Name of the project is SAP implementation. Start date of the project is 20th of August. Priority is medium. And from which client you have got it? You have got it from American Express. So this lookup field that I told you, this allows you to go and relate it to one of the existing clients. That's it. American Express. The client is American Express, right? Got the data here. Save it. There is one more project that you have received from Bank of America. Email automation. Let's say this is the project name. It starts from 28th of August. It's a low priority thing. And the client for this is Bank of America. So you just go and put the data here, save it. Got it? So we have already created an app which can help you store your clients and project details, right? There's one more object that we'll create under this, that is the consultant. So let's go and click on setup. Now this time I think you don't even need to follow my instructions. You can straight away go and do it, but I'll still do it for you all. So just go to setup, create objects, new custom object. Label is consultant, right? I want to create a project object for consultant. So just don't do anything, click on save. In the consultant, let's say you want to add one more field called email ID of the consultant. So the field type should be email. So while you're creating the field, just go through this thoroughly, see what all field types are available here. That's a good habit. So email field is already available. If email field was not there, then we could have taken text, but email field option is available. So we don't have to do anything. We just have to give a label and a name for the email field. Next, make it visible. Click on next. Save. right? Now you have the option of relating consultant to the project. Which consultant is working on which project? You can always relate that. So for that, again the same thing, create a relationship field. In the field, click on new and make it a lookup relationship field. Go to next. This needs to be related to the project object. You will see the project object here. So there is this big list which comes up in the related to. You don't need to be worried about that. You can just simply select the project object and go to next, and that's it. Make it visible, click on next, next, and then you save it. Right? So I've created the third object, I have related it to the project. The only thing that I need is now this consultant object also need to be accessed through a tab, right? So you just have to go and create a tab there. That is how simple it is. So just go to create tabs. New tab. Whatever tab style you want to pick. Go to next. Same steps. That's it. So this is my small application with these three tabs or these three objects. So now in the consultant name, if I want to enter a name, and Mr. Amitabh Bachchan is a consultant here and he works for SAP implementation. He's working on this project, so that's fine. You can track that information, right? Similarly, in the consultant object, you could have created many more fields: phone number, fax number, address of the consultant, anything else, first name, last name, alias name. So whatever you want to store, you can. Fine. So that's the basic application that we have created. Fine. I will just ask you guys to take a couple of minutes and do the final touches of the application. Fine. Take a few minutes, do the final touch on the application that you were creating. Fine. After this, you should be able to extend this app, right? Extend this app means if you feel of creating more objects, apart from consultant, you want to have assignments, you want to have something else, put that. Fine, you can do that. And you can also create more fields into each of these objects. So that is how you can extend this. So that is completely something which depends on you how you want to actually do it. Now you have created a desktop version of this app, right? Now I'll show you how quickly you can become a mobile developer, right? Now to convert this app into a mobile app, you just don't have to do anything, okay? You only have to go to setup. Fine. Let's say you have got a requirement from your company and they said that what we want this app to work on the mobile. Absolutely fine. Just go to setup, create this app here, go to setup, make then go to under the setup menu, go to mobile administration. You will see this option called Salesforce 1. Under Salesforce 1, go to settings and make sure this is enabled. Mobile browser app settings. This needs to be enabled. If this is enabled, that's it. That is all you need, right? That is all you need. Now anyone who has a Salesforce One mobile app, okay, so this thing you have done. Now your users need to have the Salesforce One mobile app, which is available on the Google Play, or it is available on the App Store as well. So for this Salesforce One is a mobile app which is available for all Android and iOS phones. You just have to go and download or install it, whatever it is, right? And once that Salesforce One is installed on your mobile, you can go to the Salesforce One, put your login ID, password, and this app will also be available under the Salesforce One, right? So it's so easy. This is so simple, right? So for making it a mobile app, you just have to follow the following steps. So one, go to setup. In case your company wants to use this app through mobile, you just need to go to setup, and under mobile administration, go to Salesforce One settings, enable it. Okay, if you disable it, then this app will not be available on the mobile version. Enable this, make sure this is enabled, and save it. Now ask your users to download or install Salesforce One, put their login ID and password there, and access this app from anywhere, wherever they want to go, from wherever they want. Got that? So now we have successfully created our app. We have also made our app workable on the mobile. Okay, now it works on mobile also. So the way it is functioning here, exactly the same way it will function on the mobile also. Fine. So you don't have to be a mobile developer to develop Salesforce apps for mobile. So that is again the beauty of Salesforce. So we are done with this part. Now, hope you enjoyed developing the app.